Hey, Wyatt, I've got a question for you.
What's up, bud?
What did we just see at Daytona?
I have not a damn clue.
I don't have a clue either, but we're going to try to figure it out as we go. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but we're going to try. Where aren't we, Wyatt?
On the BS, but...
But, my gosh, though. I don't know. I don't know how to really describe this weekend. But I do know what else to do, and that's welcome you guys to the 14th episode of GTN, the Gamers Talk NASCAR podcast. As always, I'm the host, Elijah Leonard. Co-host Wyatt Walker is over here. I almost called you something else. I almost messed up on your last name.
It's Wyatt, not Myatt, so I don't know how you would mess up my last name.
Wyatt Myatt. We just need your evil twin Myatt.
Apparently he done something I haven't. It's won an Xfinity race.
Well, hey, this is... At least he's got that to hold over your head. But one thing that he did not win is this Xfinity race at Daytona, which I did not watch, of course, because, one, I was doing a live stream with some friends, and I wanted to tune into the race, but of course, there was that rain delay, so I was like, there's no point in just waiting and also draining my battery, so let's just go play some games with friends, right? Well,
and here's my take on it. I waited for the rain delay, but I was in a call with Gecko while doing it, and I passed the hell out.
And Josh filled me in on basically what the race was like in a nutshell. The first 80 laps, good racing, right? With 20 to go, crap just hit the fan. And
yeah, I saw a bunch of those replays. Yeah, it went crazy.
It was, I don't know, man. Okay, I feel like super speedway racing at Daytona at this particular stage of the season, irregardless of whether it be Xfinity or Cup, has gotten progressively worse. And I think I saw that more on the Xfinity side than I did on the Cup side, in my personal opinion, because with the Xfinity cars, you knew what to really expect with them. With the Cup side, in a Daytona, in a Cup race at Daytona, in the morning, in August, you really didn't know what really 100% expect from that.
To put out there the second race. Actually, take that back. Technically, 4 if you count the duels. If you count both dual races. 4, but in points paying, the second race at Daytona for the next gen cars.
Yeah. Overall, yeah. But, I mean, particularly talking about, because, like, in February, that was a different time. Because it was a different time in the seasons, it was a different time in temperatures. But we went there in August where it's hotter because of humidity, of course. I think Derek may add on some other things to go along with Florida because he lives down there. But there's just a lot of other variables that I think made this race a little bit more wild from the weather perspective, from the weather side of things, which was pretty clear. It's the same thing with Xfinity. So, end of it all, after that final 20-lap demolition derby with 18 trillion overtimes, it came down to some underfunded teams, which I kind of like to see that. It came down to guys like Jeremy Clements, Timmy Hill. You even had Brandon Brown in there, Sage Karam, Ryan Vargas, AJ Allmendinger was up there, but there's
you name all the underfunded, yet you put AJ's name in there. You might as well just put Ty Gibbs' name in there too, because he got top 10 as well.
Yeah, he did, but
but I'd add on to that. I forget what team to drive for. Alex LeBay's team.
Yeah, Alex LeBay. So if you look at this, how many teams do you see that you would typically see up front finished inside of the top 10? How many?
Honestly, not even the top 10. Scroll down a little bit down, the top 12. God, we'll go through the order later on, but if you look through the order, you got Jesse Wuji finished 11th, and then Mike Snyder for Jordan Anderson 12th.
That's good.
A bunch of good underfunded teams get that. You can even count. I don't think we even said J.J. Yaley
No.
or Kyle Sieg.
Oh, absolutely. This was their time to shine. The underfunded team's time to shine. I mean, honestly, but that finish though was it was a mess. Same thing for the whole weekend, but we'll talk about Cup here in a little bit. The end of it all, what should have happened was when there was who spun out in the off turn 4. I can't remember who it was. Somebody spun on off turn 4. They come across the line, get the white. Clemens is out front. After they cross the line, that's when they throw the caution. How much sense does that make?
I'm trying to look at all the names, and I really don't see who that could have been.
I can't tell either. Maybe it could have been Riley Herbst. I think it might have been Riley Herbst, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But still, Jeremy Clements at the moment of caution was leading the race by the time they crossed the white flag lap and took the caution at the same time. Well, after the caution came out, deemed the winner. Officially the winner.
Second career win.
First one in 5 years.
That's right. First one came at Road America 2017. That was a luck, and I think this was luck number 2 at least as well.
Yeah.
Even then, he fought. He really good. I mean, the team was below the cutoffs. He finally reached the top 16, as in where 16 is. Actually, no, I'm right. It is 16 because they only have 12 in the playoffs. That's right.
Right.
The 16 is what is below the cutoff, so he just now got up there, passing Jeb Burton, and now he won, and now he's in there.
Yeah.
Now he's in playoffs, which changed up the playoff format, and we'll get to that too. But let's go ahead and go through the finishing order. As we mentioned, Jeremy Clements is the winner. We mentioned a bunch of these names as well. Timmy Hill, this is a career best for him, if I'm correct. Second place.
It is.
AJ Allmendinger, no surprise. Colin Grayson, top 3. Brandon Brown, 4th place, good finish for him. Sage Karam for Alpha Prime. That's probably the best finish for just the whole team. Not just for Sage, but just for the whole team.
Absolutely.
You can even, and best finish for Ryan Vargas. Ironically, same number. Which, fun fact, there was a bunch of names on the rear of the car for Ryan Vargas. For Out of the Groove. And this car was spotless, nothing into it, and then they finished the top 10.
Yeah.
That's really good for Ryan Vargas.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Ty Gibbs managed to limp home a 7th. Not bad for him. Alex Abay, a good top 10. Justin Haley, we mentioned top 10. And Kyle Sieg.
No, you mean J.J. Yaley?
What'd I say?
You said Justin Haley.
Yeah, J.J. Yaley, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I said Justin Haley. If you kind of look.
I mean, hey, I think even at one point, Justin Haley, before he was known as Justin Haley, went as J.J. Haley at one point.
I don't know.
So, I mean, it's really easy to get their names confused if they're both named J.J.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's just like, it caught me off guard. I'm like, what did I say? So, J.J. Yaley, 9th. Kyle Sieg, 10th. Ran out top 10. It's just like I mentioned before, 11th with Jesse Iwuji. Great finish for that team. Mike Snyder, 12th. Then you got Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, Riley Herbst, Joey Gase. I'd say a good top 20 for them. Also, Blaine Perkins, 17. Josh Berry came home top 20. Daniel Hemrick. You got Brandon Jones, Jeff Burton. They got all these. Then you got the rest of these guys on accidents. Noah Gregson, Landon Castle, Matt Mills, Justin Haley, Ryan Sieg, Ricky Stenhouse, Peter Baccarella. I probably butchered the name.
Nope, you got it. Cesar Baccarello.
Josh Williams, Bailey Curry, David Starr, Anthony Alfredo, Mason Massey, Sam Mayer, Nemechek, Creed, Joe Graff, and Sammy Smith.
I felt bad for the kid.
Wait, I can't hear you.
What?
Hold on.
Technical difficulty on his end.
Apparently, at some point when I was doing the listing, my computer messed up and it cut out the sound for a bit. So
I'm not having the technical difficulties this time. It's back to him.
it's been doing that lately. I don't know why.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel bad for the kid. I feel bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, and to be honest, with Sammy Smith, this was kind of expected for what I think this was his first trip to Daytona, so it's a learning curve. It's a learning experience. I think if he should he go full time for next year, I think he'll learn pretty easily.
Yeah, he did win the ARCA. He did win that ARCA race too.
Right. Okay.
I was looking at the
Anyways, you were saying about points.
Yeah, if you look at the playoff points right now, everything's changed. Jeremy Clement now moves up to the 8th seed because he won the race, and now the points kind of shake up a bit. Riley Herbst is up by 107. Sam Mayer is up by 86. Hemrick up by 33. Landon Castle was only up by 12.
Yeah.
Big implications since he won out. Sieg's only down by 12. Creed 55. And then you got Alfredo 91 and Brown 98, which those guys are in. I'd say those two are must wins. But from Creed up,
yeah,
this is where this is going to be a good battle.
Absolutely. So, basically, as I look at this, I would say it's only these next. I think the final 2 spots are going to be the ones that'll be contested the most for, between Hemrick and Castle, along with Sieg and Creed. Personally, Hemrick I feel like is in a good spot. Should he perform pretty consistently in these next 3 weeks?
He hasn't been really doing all the last few weeks. Nor has Sam Mayer, which I am really surprised.
Right, but I feel like Hemrick can do. I think he's doing well enough to where he can just barely make it. But he's not performing at the same level that he was last year when he was with Gibbs. Yeah. But with Colic, it might have been it might have been a step down, but it's not an entire step down, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
and point out Riley Herbst. I feel like he has a really good run. Darlington, he might be able to get locked in by Darlington.
Yeah.
If I have to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Maybe Sam Mayer. Well, Sam Mayer may wait till Kansas for that one, but I feel like the battle will be between the final 2 spots. Will be Hemrick, Castle, Sieg, and Creed.
Right.
And Creed's been able to point his way, slowly but surely, been able to point his way.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance. I do agree with Herbst. I think he, with a good run at Darlington, he'll definitely probably get himself locked in. Mayer is a question mark. But yeah, as I mentioned, Hemrick, Castle, Sieg, Creed, that's where the fight's going to be, mostly. But to be honest, Creed has been slowly getting more and more momentum. I don't know if he's flipped the switch pretty late in the regular season, but I think that might be the case, but I don't really know 100% if he's going to be able to point his way in. If he can get by Castle and Sieg in this playoff point format. I don't know.
Well, he's only 55 from the cutoff, so he needs to figure out how to get those 55 points and hope that Castle and Seek both don't have good days at the next 3 tracks. Which, if you think about the tracks coming up, I forget where they placed that. I forget where they placed that Darlington, but I know they have not gone to Kansas, and Bristol going to be a pretty good wild card. To be completely honest.
Yeah.
For wild card for these guys, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, but I'm even then, I'm still unsure just yet. I don't know how to feel about Creed's chances right now, but we'll figure it out in these next 3 weeks for the Xfinity side. So, okay.
And I'll just add one more thing on. Allmendinger still has a 58-point lead against Ty Gibbs for regular season standings. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as well when we come to these 2 races, because that's going to be a factor as well.
Yeah.
Coming to Bristol.
Okay, so now let's go to the Cup side of the whole spectrum. This was the regular season finale. This is where all the chips were going to be thrown onto the table. And oh my gosh, they were for sure thrown on the table. I think even you threw the entire kitchen sink onto the table as well. You might as well have thrown the whole entire kitchen right onto the table as well. First off, race, unbelievably great right until you got down to about 23 to go. Because let's be honest here. Because it had the right amount of racing, had the right amount of wrecks like sprinkled around here and there, which was okay. Like I think we got a good amount of racing, we got cautions and here and there sprinkled around, but then we get to 23 to go. Oh my gosh, this is where the intensity picked up because of weather. NASCAR was doing everything they had to do to try to get the race in because they started at 10 in the morning, but then there were heavy rains coming in. So we saw the dark clouds. We saw the dark clouds and how dark they were getting. So with 24 to go, right? Go through turns 1 and 2. It's just fine, right? The next time around, here comes the rain again in turn 1.
And
everybody lost it. it's like everyone. It's like a glitch in NR 2003 where it's just you modify the grip level to, I don't know, you take it all the way down to 0, just particularly going into turn 1, and then they all just lose it. All but one guy comes out of that wreckage first. It's Austin Dillon. It's Austin Dillon who comes out first. Not just 2, probably a few more. Syndra got out pretty flawlessly. I saw that.
Castle barely got damage.
Yep, there was also Cody Ware. Truex basically stopped. He stopped. That's all I can really think of who really got through the wreckage near flawless. David Reagan? Yeah. But then the rains came. It was a 3-hour and 19-minute wait. 3-hour, 19-minute wait. When we were doing that reaction stream, we could have very well done something. I mean, you guys did, like, towards the tail end of the wait. I was watching a video that I dropped and was premiering right then and there. But as far as that was concerned, we could have done something within those 3 hours and 19 minutes. But then they got the cars, got the cars uncovered, refired the engines, and then it was a 16-lap sprint to the finish. Cole Custer had an issue, smacked the wall, somehow stayed green. Austin Dillon and the Chevy camp of Reddick and Gregson basically put Austin Cindric at a disadvantage, especially Austin Dillon. I mean, I understand he was trying to make a move for the win, but oh my gosh, you don't need to get into the back of him to make a pass. You don't. You especially don't need to be bumping going into the corner. On top of that, you very well could have killed your chances of winning, but also Austin Cindric's, and as well as all your other Chevy teammates' chances of winning as well. You could have costed yourself. But no, that's not what happened. And Austin Dillon goes on to win at Daytona.
Which I had a bad feeling, even if the rain continued. I mean, even if the rain stopped and we were able to continue the race, I had a bad feeling that was going to happen anyways. Because he's one of the, I wouldn't say top teams, but he was one of the higher teams that actually didn't have that much damage and actually could compete.
Yeah.
So that's why Cindric, yeah, he was going to, but he don't have the experience to hold off Austin Dillon. I hate to say it.
He didn't even have any other manufacturer teammates around him to help him either. So he was kind of a sitting duck at that point.
Which also the winner actually ended up screwing a driver out, which screwed out my boy Truex.
Yeah.
Truex got it for a bit, but then he just started losing spots at the very end and then ended up making it.
Yeah. Which I felt bad for him. I felt bad for him. But good for Blaney. I mean, he made it in. But he made it in at the expense of another driver winning and knocking Truex out in the process.
Which I'm still kind of mad that Reddick couldn't even try to make a win.
From what I've heard from an interview that he did with the press, he was content to push Austin Dillon to the win because Reddick was locked in anyway. He didn't have to win the race. He could have if he very well wanted to. But I bet it was team orders to push Austin Dillon to the win, in which Reddick was more content to do that, most likely, than to pass his own teammate for the win at the same time. Which, I want to point this out. I pointed it out like 3 times in the reaction live stream. We ended off the regular season with 16 different winners. Unfortunately, we're going in there with 15 because of Kurt Busch withdrawing his spot from the chase. For very understandable reasons, by the way. But still, it's going to be an interesting 10 weeks. Nonetheless.
Let's be real here. Austin Dillon ain't going to make no damn long playoff run.
No.
He's not going to get past around the 16. I'm calling it now. He is not going to pass around 16. Reddick, you just wasted an opportunity to try to win and get you more playoff points that could have helped you get to the championship 4. Yes, it was team orders to get Austin Dillon, but was it really worth it?
If you're Tyler Reddick looking at this from a competitive side, no. You could probably tell somewhere deep inside of Tyler Reddick he wanted to win so bad. Probably. But then again, Tyler Reddick himself could deny that. But Tyler Reddick, the competitor, would he deny that?
Probably not.
Exactly. But man, I mean of course the reaction of Austin Dillon winning is pretty split. There was one guy that I found on TikTok who watched the finish while driving on the highway, and he was like, yeah, RCR power, yeah, let's go. I told you he was going to win. And then we had Josh. Josh was not happy, and he wasn't afraid to show it. I mean, I don't agree with Austin Dillon winning either, but it is what it is. I mean, of course.
I really don't think any of us were happy with Austin Dillon winning.
Of course, he screwed out this guy, which I mean, as a fan of Austin Cindric, I'm not happy about it, but
he screwed out my guy.
What can I do about it? I mean, nothing, absolutely nothing, except for hope that he gets eliminated in the round of 16. Anyways. Let's go ahead and go through the finishing results, shall we?
Yeah. So, as we mentioned, we got Austin Dillon as our winner, and Tyler Reddick, his teammate. I think this is the second time. I think it's been a few times that RCR went back to back, but this is the first time since
Texas 2 years ago, I want to say, that they've both finished 1-2.
yeah. I'm mentioning like in general for RCR, but Texas in 2020 was the last time these two were 1-2 exactly in that same order. I might add.
Mm-hmm.
So they got Austin Centric third. We talking about underfunded teams at Xfinity? Listen to this list. Landon Castle fourth. Noah Gregson for Beard Motorsports fifth. Cody Ware sixth. BJ McLeod seventh. We got Martrix Jr. eighth. Not underfunded, but good top 10. Unfortunately, couldn't get you in the playoffs. David Reagan for the. How the hell did Rick Ware Racing both get top 10s?
Good question. Good question.
Both the Rick Ware cars got top 10s. Then Kyle Busch rounds out the top 10 in 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Bubba Wallace, Joe Logano, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Cole Custer, and those 16 were the only ones who were still running at the end. Eric Jones got DVP at the very end there. Harrison Burton as well before it started. Ty Dillon, he couldn't even make it the rest of the time.
Yep.
He also got DVP'd as well. Then most of these guys who were involved in that carnage that happened at the end there.
Lap
Kevin
139.
Harvick, Almirola, Stenhouse, who about went in the air. Todd Gilliland, Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, Daniel Hemrick, Chris Buescher, Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, Corey LaJoy. Well, actually, that's about it right there. Corey LaJoy might have been the last one on that one.
Yeah.
And these guys had different incidents. Chase Briscoe had one of the craziest moves I've seen, but didn't work out at the end. Michael McDowell, I think he was our
guy to win.
Honestly, none of us really picked a dark horse guy, but if we had a dark horse to make it in the playoffs, Michael McDowell was the guy.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell, all were caught up in one accident. And then Kyle Larson barely did like 10% of the race.
He
out by an engine.
He didn't even complete a quarter of the race. Not even an eighth of the race. He didn't even complete an eighth of the race. Not even 20 laps.
Yeah. That kind of sucks, and that's something I've been forgetting to mention. Like we make predictions, but then we see stuff like this, and we forget. Like Larson does not have good luck at super speedways. Like especially since he's gone to Hendrick.
Yeah,
he has not been good at super speedways. I don't remember what happened to him at the first Daytona race.
Reckless driving. Personally, to me, reckless driving in the 500.
Yeah, that one I don't remember. I know it was engine blue at Texas. I think he engine blue at both Texas races.
I don't know. Still, either way, man.
You just don't have luck at super speed.
I guess not. I didn't know Texas became a super speedway.
Did I say Texas?
Yeah. I think you meant Atlanta. As much as I don't like to say that.
I think I was thinking Atlanta, maybe mentioned. I don't know, but even then.
Still.
If Texas was a super speedway, that would be even worse than it is now.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and look at the playoff grid, and I feel like this is where we could try to make our own little
Predictions, yeah.
our own yeah.
Our little own grid. Why don't we? If
Yeah, so
only.
if you look at the, I wish we could find like the printed grid, or just like print. We could download it, and then we could just like highlight it. I forgot to make a second docs. Forgot to make a second docs. So I was going to do that. Hold on. Let me do a quick little.
No, hey, Wyatt! Look who just joined us.
Yep.
After 85 million years, we finally got him as a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who this is, you must be living under a rock that has probably lasted you throughout the last 6 or 7 years if you're a part of this branch of the NR community. Standing tall from Indiana, it's Nathan Stapleton.
Great info. Great to be here.
I could have added more accolades and more nicknames or whatnot, but I was just kind of like, oh, Nathan Stapleton.
The big staple is here.
The big staple.
Yeah.
But
we'll just continue.
we'll just continue. But well, first of all, we already went through our thoughts in Daytona. Let's bring Nathan up to speed here. Nathan, what'd you think about this weekend at Daytona?
Well, the Xfinity race was amazing. Kind of a cut fest at the end, but that's Daytona. And saw Jeremy Clements win. I'm happy for Clements. Wanted Tim Hill to win because of BM. Wanted Zeke to win, but he got caught up in yet another speedway crash. So I felt pain because of that. But overall, Xfinity was pretty good, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit too much clashing at the end, but it's Daytona. And then the Cup race, oh my god. The Cup race was amazing. The first 135 laps was absolutely incredible. Racing was intense, 2 and 3 wide for most of it, maybe only 25 laps of the good old true train. And it was great, only like 2 or 3 medium ones, no real big one until the rain came, took out the whole field. And then the last 25 laps, I did not like it whatsoever. I kind of fell off.
Yeah, the last 15, 16 laps of the race was kind of just meh.
Yeah,
because after the whole rain shower took out half the field that was actually competitive, it went downhill after that one.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So, like, basically the first 140 laps, it's all A. The last 16, 20 laps, F. It was meh. It was very mid.
Very mid. I'd say that too. But alrighty. So, I think it's time. We've waited a long time to get to this point, gentlemen. It's time to make our playoff predictions. Now we're only predicting who will make it on, who will get eliminated, mostly who will get eliminated, which pretty much will tell everybody else who will make it on. So, to bring you guys up to speed, the drivers who are currently going into round 1 in this order: Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Kevin Harvick, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric, Alex Bowman, and Austin Dillon. In that order. That's how those drivers will enter into Darlington to start off round 1. And ladies and gentlemen, we've already decided how we're going to make our predictions on this whole Chase deal. And we're going to start off with Wyatt here because he got his grits set up, and we'll go and screen share it. Why don't we?
So are we just doing just a round of 12 who makes it in eliminated? Because I did the whole thing.
Yeah, we're doing the whole thing. Whole thing.
Okay, just wanted to double check before and make sure I did this. So there's some. So in the middle, it's like kind of crazy. I was out drivers, like trying to figure out who would be doing good, who else. But this is probably not accurate, but I just wanted to try it out. So I'm hoping it's showing on your end, Elijah. But
It is.
if you look at the screen here, and I'm just hoping the recording gets it too. But it's like it's all messed up. This really it's not the best in the world. It's the best I could do. But go over to either round of 12 real quick. I thought obvious driver was going to make it through. Got Elliott, you got Logano, got Chastain, you got Larson. Bell and Bush were going to make it. What the hell?
Carl Custom, everybody. Makes cameo appearance.
Sorry about that. Got Bell and Bush, Hamlin, Blaney, Harvick, and Reddick. I think those are the guys that are obvious to make it through. Obvious eliminations are Austin Dillon. Sorry, Elijah. Austin Cindric.
Mm-hmm.
It was the tough call between Briscoe, Suarez, Bowman, and Byron. Byron, I feel like, can sneak his way through more than between more than Suarez or Briscoe, and I kind of think Bowman will somehow make his way through. So I eliminated Briscoe and Suarez from the playoffs for the round of 12. The round of 8 is where it gets interesting. Elliott, Larson, Logano are also in. I put Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell in, along with Blaney, Harvick, and Chastain. So I eliminated Bowman, Byron. Reddick's doing good, but I see him having a bad race or two coming up. I eliminated Reddick, and it was a toss-up between Hamlin and Harvick. And I feel like on the streak Harvick's been on lately, I think Harvick's going through. Is it going through good?
Decent. You're glitching out every now and then, but you're still hanging in there.
Oh, no. I can't hear you, though. Some bit.
Even more technical difficulties.
Yeah. Why you do that? So I can have silence and I can't hear it. I'm just going to continue on this, and then I can leave and join back. So my final four. My round of 8, I have Elliott, Larson, Bell, Busch, Blaney, Chastain, Logano, and Harvick as the round of 8. Now the final 4, there was a lot of thought, but Bell I don't think would have made it to the round final 4, unfortunately. Busch, I have to say the same thing. Chastain, I definitely have to say the same thing, and Harvick. So I got Elliott, Larson, Blaney, and I hate to say it, but the way he's going, Logano's making it to the final 4. But my champion, he's on a streak. I think he's going to get a second champion, and it's actually going to be earned this time. No offense to 2020. I think either Harvick or Hamlin should have earned that one. But Elliott's going to win the championship this year. My prediction, that's it. So, and I will be.
Alrighty. Well, Mr. Nathan Stapleton.
Oh boy.
You are up next, my friend.
I am doing it in a very unique way, to say the least. I'm doing it FIFA Toolmaker. So basically, I got who I think will get eliminated in the round of 16, who I get eliminated in the round of 12, round of 8, who I think will make it to the Final Four, and then I will figure out who the champion is. So just right out of the bat, Arsenal is getting eliminated in round 1. And then I think Briscoe, Bowman, and Dan Swords will also not make it out of the round of 16.
Okay.
Alright.
Next, I am so sorry Senna's not making it out of the round of 12.
That's pretty understandable.
Hamlin's been severely inconsistent this season. I feel like the beef that Chastain and Hamlin are not done, and I think Hamlin is going to try to take out Ross sometime in the playoffs, but it won't work. And because of that, Hamlin's not going to make it out of the round of 12. And then I have Byron not making it out of the round of 12 either.
I agree.
And this might be a little bit shocking, but I don't think Logano's going to make it out of the round of 12.
Ooh.
Really?
I don't think so.
Hey, that's a shock for me. I don't mind it, but wow.
And then my thoughts, I think, will not make it into the Final Four. I think I made a whole story on here. Because Hamlin tried taking out Ross early in the playoffs, and it didn't work out, Hamlin ended up taking out himself. Hamlin's going to try to take out Ross, and it's actually going to work, and Ross not make it into the Final Four.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, as much as I would love for this to happen, Bell's not making it into the Final Four.
Yeah. I agree.
Next, I think, even though he's been very good this year, I don't think it's going to be too... It's not going to be close enough. I think Blaine will not make it into the Final Four. And I do not think that Kyle Busch will make it into the Final Four. So that leaves it with, I think, Colvett, who's kind of hot in the second half of the year. He's going to make it to the Final Four. Larson's going to make it to the Final Four. Tyler Webb, I think that's probably going to be way long, but I don't care. But it's going to make it. Reddick's going to make it to the Final Four, and then Elliott's going to make it to the Final Four. Kind of bold, but I think Harvick, Larson, Reddick, and Elliott makes it to the Final Four.
Okay.
And all these guys, they can go putt playing or something because they are done for the season. Now, who do I think will win the championship? Do I think Harvick will finally get a second championship out of nowhere? Do I think Larson's going to get hot in the playoffs? Do I think Reddick's going to continue his hot streak in the playoffs? Or do I think Elliott's going to keep on this?
I'm going to say this, just to clarify. I don't think we've had like a driver who's get his first career win the same year as he wins the championship in the Cup Series, not counting like the first ever season, maybe first few seasons of when NASCAR actually started.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? Harvick's really good at Phoenix. Larson ain't. Unsure about Reddick. And then Chase, he's good at Phoenix. I didn't think about this far yet.
I do want to at the new start finish Phoenix than he's used to. So.
You know what? Is biasm? Yeah. Is it gonna happen? No. I think Larson's gonna go back to that.
Could flip that hot switch.
He could. Larson did do that in the playoffs last year, so and the regular season.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My reasoning to this is this: Larson, he won at Auto Club. Then from Auto Club to Watkins, he didn't win until Watkins won. He was consistent, but he wasn't showing pure speed. I feel like potentially this could be kind of like the opposite of last year, and maybe kind of like a repeat of 22 and 2011, where Lawson could get hot during the chase slash playoffs, whatever you want to call it, and potentially Lawson could go back to back. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. Is it biasm? Yes, but I am a Lawson fan. But yeah, that's my
Is it biasm? Yes. But I'm a Larson fan, so it don't matter.
I'm a Larson fan, so it doesn't matter.
let me enjoy this.
Just let him take in the moment here. I know I shouldn't have my phone during the show, so I'm throwing it back there. Anyways,
so yeah, this is my playoff prediction. Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, and Dan Swartz get cut in the round of 16. Sindrit, Hamlin, Logano, Byron cut in the round of 12. Chastain, Blaney, Bush, and Bell cut in the round of 8. And then Harvick, Lawson, Reddick, and Elliott make it to final 4. And Lawson, I think, goes back. And Hendrick will go 3 in the Cup Series.
So.
Oh, God.
Whoa. Alright, so here's how I'm going to do this. For each elimination, I will cross out each driver who I think will get eliminated from each round with each different color. For round 1, I'm using the color red. So, getting eliminated from round 1, let's get this out of the way. Austin Dillon. I do not see Austin Dillon making it through to round 2. Next guy who I think is going to get eliminated, Chase Briscoe. I feel like he'll make some noise, but not enough to point his way into the next round, because I feel like at some point he'll be in a must-win situation. Alex Bowman, with the way that his season has been going lately, I just don't see it. I really don't see him moving on. And then the next guy, the last guy that will get eliminated from round 1, I'm going to go with William Byron.
Oh,
so
it's a big hit.
So you kind of did the opposite of me then, because I put both of them. I put at least both of them in, and kind of switched out between, like, of course you had Cindric going, but had Suarez and Briscoe as the wild card. Thinking, you mentioned stuff about Briscoe making noise, but you basically kind of did the opposite of me.
Yeah, I went the other way. So for round 2, using the color green this time. The drivers who I think are going to get eliminated from round 2, I'm going to say, of course, Austin Cindric. I see him going this far into the chase. Daniel Suarez will get eliminated. I'm going to say Denny Hamlin will get eliminated from round 2. And Kyle Busch.
Oh, wow.
Will get eliminated from round 2. That's as far even though I still see Kyle Busch going that far into round 2. That's it. I don't see him going any further. I don't see him getting into round 3. I don't see him going into round 4, which is the final 4, but I don't see it. All right. So now on to the round of 8 using the color blue. So, next batch of drivers that I think are going to get eliminated. Let's see. Kevin Harvick.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
And it won't be in the same fashion as 2 years ago. It will not. Not at all. I don't see it. He'll probably get eliminated more in a peaceful fashion. I don't see Bell making it to the final 4, personally.
Yeah, I had too many, but I agree.
I see Hamlin taking out Ross Chastain that will get him eliminated. So Nathan, I like what you did, but I did the other way around. And then the guy that will not make it to the final 4, Joey Logano.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Wait, hold on. So the guy who hates Logano actually was the only person that you thought he would be in the Final Four.
Right.
I don't like Logano, but I'm legit thinking he's the Final Four, and yet you both took him out of the round.
So, the Final Four is Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, and Tyler Reddick. So, here's the deal. We're going to now circle the champion. Do I think Kyle Larson is going to have it? Not as easily. Personally. Sorry, Nathan.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do I think Tyler Reddick is going to have this? Probably not.
Yeah.
As good of a season as he's had this year, I just don't see it. Now, so this comes down to Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney. The guy that is currently the most winningest driver of the year to who could potentially be the most winless driver of the year, depending on how his chase season goes. So who do I pick out of these two? Who do I pick? The guy who has been performing really well, or the guy who has been performing really consistently? Here's how I think this is going to go. Every single race, a driver who has been in the Final Four went on to win the race and the championship. I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Oh.
Really?
The guy who I think is going to win the championship by pure consistency.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Ryan Blaney, I think, is going to be the champion.
Wait, so the guy who barely lucked his way into the playoffs because Kurt Busch resigned his medical waiver is going to be the guy you choose to win the championship.
Listen, this man has been quietly consistent, whether if you want to admit it or not.
Yeah, I think he was third in points before the regular season reset or whatever. He's been consistent all year.
And he's gonna finish one spot ahead of Chase Elliott. That's the kind of season I think he's going to have when it comes to the chase.
And let's keep in mind, he's won a race, but it's not a points-paying race. The only race he won is the All-Star race.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, alrighty. So that is our grid. Those are our playoff predictions. Man. Well, that was fun. Excuse me. Anyways. So, I think with that in mind, there are a couple things that I think we do need to address when it comes to our breaking stories deal. Almirola, it is confirmed he is holding off retirement. He signed a multi-year extension with Stewart-Haas Racing, and he's not going anywhere for a couple years. So he'll be there for a while, which is good. I think that's good for Eric Almirola.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks that he's not. It sucks that he's not tiring because that is a spot that's a place that Kyle Busch. It's confirmed that Kyle Busch will not go. But it does good to see Eric Almirola back for at least one more year, and then that's probably going to be two drivers leaving next year if Almirola decides to retire 2023, and Harvick might end up retiring after that year as well. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting. But
absolutely. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and give our thoughts on this whole Kyle Busch deal. So, of course, Stewart-Haas Racing is eliminated from this equation of where Kyle Busch could go. So that leaves Chevy teams have been working their way up there. RCR's in the mix now. Colic Racing's in the mix. 2311, of course, is still in the mix. Let's not count them out. So I can't remember if there's any other teams, but those are the teams I can say off the top of my head.
I've heard from two different people that there's been rumored that Kyle Busch is going to buy out Spire Motorsports, which I don't see that.
Nope.
And we still can't even count out Joe Gibbs Racing just yet. I mean, it's starting to go really, really, really down, but we still can't count them out just yet.
No. And here's where I think what I think could happen. There's two things that could happen. Childress has in a winning press conference, he has said that Kyle's a great racer, and everything that they have said that they talked about their past between one another. It's all under the bridge. It's behind them, and he really just was praising Kyle Busch. So that could be like a way to try to get Kyle to the team, because here's another thing to keep in mind. Childress was not happy about Tyler Reddick's announcement that he was going to 23XI 2 years. So here's the deal. Reddick is not official. Anything could happen at this point, because Eric Estep put in his opinion, and I think I'm going to go along with this, Reddick is not officially confirmed to be back in that 8 car for 2023. And here's why. Because depending on what Kurt Busch decides to do between now and 2023, if he chooses to retire this year, Childress could send Tyler Reddick packing for 23XI early and move Kyle Busch into that car. Or if Kurt Busch, or let's say actually, if Kurt, no, I don't know, because if Kurt Busch chooses to retire, then maybe. Well, hold up. Then maybe 23XI could have Kyle Busch seated in the 45 for a year, and Tyler Reddick could still go one more year with RCR. Then they could swap in 2024.
Well, how about? Well, you mentioned swap. This is going to be one of the craziest ones yet. It's not going to happen, but it's a funny thought, and we would like to hear your thoughts here in a minute too, Stapleton. But what if like Kurt Busch either comes back or retires? I think smart moves probably like put Ty Gibbs in the 45 if Kyle Busch, or put him in the 18. But put him in the 18. Do what you said. Do the swap. But what if Reddick and Busch did a swap for the year so they could keep Ty Gibbs in the Xfinity for another year, and then just move Tyler Reddick to 23XI, but for 1 year, put Reddick in the 18.
Oh my God!
Oh my!
For Joe Gibbs Racing. I
Oh God!
Think about it for a minute.
Oh, here's the thing. If that was to happen, right, that would easily be the best equipment anybody has ever gotten in the Cup Series.
By a landslide, yeah.
And if it was just a 1 year deal, would Reddick really want to go to 23XI Racing? In my opinion, is a slightly step lower than the Joe Gibbs Racing. Like, I don't know.
He's already signed to Denny, and it's already confirmed. And like Elijah said, we don't know. We thought we knew, but now we really don't know Reddick's plan. So it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. It's just a random thought, random funny thought. But just imagine if that happened.
I'd love it as a Reddit fan.
That would be really cool.
I don't think that's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is either one, Kurt's going to retire, and Kyle Busch goes over to the 45 for 1 year, and Ty Gibbs goes up to and Cup in 18.
Here's another thing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Second option, everyone says where they are at, Kurt comes back, and it's just Kurt in the 45 leg from 8 now, and Kyle Busch from 18. Or, it goes to 45, Kurt Busch retires, Austin Hill goes to the 8, and then Kyle Busch goes to the call number 16, and then Ty Gibbs goes to the 18.
Yeah, that was another thing I want to bring up too, and you basically just kind of said it myself. You just said it yourself, because Austin Hill is thinking that we think Austin Hill is going to replace Reddick in the 8 in 2024. That's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But will it happen in early? I don't know.
Well, that's and here's another thing. If Kyle Busch chooses to and RCR make a deal that he would go to Richard Childress Racing, would that mean should Austin Hill replace Tyler Reddick in the 8, whether it be sooner or later, does that mean that Childress makes a third car for Kyle Busch?
If that's the question, then does that mean we bring back the 33? Or do we bring back a number that we haven't seen in a hot minute? That's a good question as well.
33, 31, 27, 07. Yeah.
And I kind of want the same thing, say the same thing for Kaulig Racing as well. Because, like, if Kyle Busch decides to go to Kaulig Racing, here's my thinking on this. They would probably make figure out a new third charter and just have, like, the 16 be the part-time like usual, and then just have like another number for Kyle Busch. But think about this: if Kyle Busch Motorsports went to Chevys, think about this: Kyle Busch would basically have like 3 teams have like a team in each series. If you think about it, truck series, a young driver development, the Kaulig expanded team. Like a step up, and then Kaulig Racing in the Cup Series.
That's true. Yeah, that's really true. And here's another thing. I think if that were to be the case, like, because there's a chance you could go to a Chevy team, whether it be Kaulig or RCR. That would mean that KBM would switch over to a Chevy program, of course. And I think what that's going to do, that's going to help the Chevy program a long ways in the truck series, very long way. And I think that's going to allow drivers through the Chevy program to drive those trucks. Because I mean, as far as somebody like Corey Heim, he could stay at KBM, but I see him more as a Toyota guy.
Yeah.
Same thing for Chandler Smith. John Hunter Nemechek. He's driven a Chevy before, so I think he could stay there.
Nemechek, I think, could do
in different series has driven every single
manufacturer. He has, yeah.
Yeah, Nemechek could do anything pretty much in that scenario if that was to happen.
Absolutely. So yeah, Nemechek I think would be good to stay. I just don't know about Chandler Smith or Corey Heim because I see them more as Toyota guys.
I think Kyle Busch would love to have him. I think Kyle Busch would love to keep those two. My only concern is besides KBM, I don't know any of the Toyota teams besides like Thor Sport, and they only have 4 trucks, and then Hattori, and they normally have 1 truck. Let's see, they have 2 trucks, and they're not really as good as they once was with only 1 truck. Right. So if KBM goes to Chevy, that takes out a whole entire 2, 3, 4 truck team for Toyota, and I don't know where they would put Nemechek, Heim, and Chandler Smith, and potentially Sammy Smith if Sammy Smith decides to go straight to Xfinity or trucks.
And I want to mention this as well. If Ty Gibbs goes up to Cup Series, it's a chance that the 54, or if they bring back the 20, is open. So I feel like Chandler Smith might, if he don't want to deal with, if he wants to stay Toyota, he might move up. He might move up to the Xfinity Series for like the 54 or the 20, depends on what number he puts for the 3-car team.
Yeah.
Hell, maybe even the 18. I don't know. And also, there's still the 9-car. So,
which of course we thought was going to be Zane Smith, but he's returning to Front Row Motorsports. So, can that theory?
They're not being no Sammy Smith. I'm just saying that now.
But you also said something about Drew Dollar. Which would be a bad call from JRM if they hired Drew Dollar.
Oh, yeah, it was Drew Dollar that was bad call, not Sam. It was a Drew Dollar that was a bad call, not Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith could go to the 18 next spin and he'll be fine.
which would bring me to say, if should Junior hire Drew Dollar to drive a car in the Xfinity Series for Junior Motorsports? No. He doesn't even do all that well in ARCA. Bill Vetcherini said it best, or Billy Vetcherini said it best. Like, go back and listen to his interview. Because I thought Drew Dollar back in 2020 was going to be a big deal coming up through the ranks, but just seeing the kind of driver that he is, and just seeing that all the mistakes that he's made. I mean, especially it showed in the Xfinity Series. It showed right away.
If any driver should be in that 9 car, I have 2 options, and they're 2 good options. 3 if he leaves Toyota. 4 technically now, because it's 2 different ones. But the main two I'm thinking that were Chevy drivers. One is kind of iffy. He just got released, and the guy taking over his ride was in the 9 car. Ty Dillon. He don't have a ride.
Ty Dillon, they could swap seats.
Exactly. Ty Dillon could go to the 9, or you bring a guy who's good in the truck series, don't have a win yet, but so close, he might be Xfinity Series ready. Carson Hocevar.
We'll see. I'm still a little bit iffy about it, but we'll see.
I mean, those are the only 2, like, at least on the Chevy guys, I can actually see take that ride that's actually worth something. Yes, Carson Hocevar still needs work, and he's not the best, but he's the only candidate. I mean, look at the list. I don't see much candidates.
Okay.
Like Haley Deegan's not. Well, Haley Deegan's a Ford. That was a wrong manufacturer on that, but you kind of get my drifts. Like, there's not really many truck drivers that are ready to move up yet, or could take that ride. Maybe if you get like a Toyota guy from ThorSport, but hell, Grant Enfinger could go up. Who knows? I forgot about Enfinger, but
yeah, absolutely.
You guys get my point, though.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm really liking that swap that you mentioned, Wyatt, with Ty Dillon and Noah Gragson. Because Ty Dillon, he might not be that good in Cup, but Ty Dillon was always a consistent championship contender in that Xfinity. He only has 1 win, but he's always consistent. Always.
Yeah.
And then before Holtzfall, I'd love to see that happen. Yeah. And I kind of have a point to mention. I think there's another driver Noah Gragson. He didn't do that good in Toyota. I think he only won like once or twice.
2 races. Yeah,
2 races, and other than that, he wasn't the best compared to some of the past KBM drivers. Went up to Dream Motorsports, and he's been pretty good ever since. So it could be another situation where Holtzfall could maybe be better in Xfinity than twice. Kind of Noah Gragson.
That's kind of where my mind went to. And you mentioned Kyle Busch Motorsports, which brings me to my other options, to where like it could be like a Chandler Smith moves up and could be the 9 car, or Nemechek signs the contract. Never mind, forget Nemechek. But just like, you got other Toyota guys who could move up and go to the 9 car. But if we're just looking Chevys, the best 2 options, in my opinion, are probably Ty Dillon and Carson Hocevar. Maybe Grant Enfinger.
Yeah. Enfinger has sponsorship.
And he does have sponsorship, so
Enfinger may be a good one, though. Because that 9 car is already fully funded by like basketball shops and all that with Gragson. I don't know if they would leave and go with Gragson or not, but if they would, Enfinger could move up to Xfinity finally, and with that Champion Power equipment money, that car would also stay fully funded.
Yeah,
mostly fully funded. I personally, again being biased, but I think I would love Holtzfall in a Xfinity car to see of how he would do. But I don't know. I don't know what sponsorship he has besides like for me is securely and Worldwide Express. But I don't know.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to figure that out as time goes on. But I think that's all that we've got.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So, without further ado, it is time to preview Darlington for Labor Day weekend. So Trucks is off still. They won't be back until the next weekend. So you've got Xfinity and the Cup Series, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the entry lists ready to go for our little prediction deal later on. So, gentlemen, for the Xfinity side, we kind of know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
For the Cup side, first race in round 1, what are we going to see?
Well, on the Xfinity side, I'm just pointing it out straight away. I just looked at the entry list not that long. We have like 3 or 4 Cup leads in this race.
I heard about
Denny
one.
Hamlin,
Yep.
Denny Hamlin's in it. Kyle Larson's in it in the Hendrick Motorsports 17. Ross Chastain's in this race too. He's driving for Big Machine Racing. I do not remember if there's a 4th one or not.
Let's see. Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon's in there, but I'm not counting him. Well, I mean, you could technically count him, but at the same time,
he's not that much of a leech.
Exactly.
Not really. But still.
I don't remember if the 88's in there or not. I don't think
no.
so.
I think what I saw was the 88 is supposed to be Kyle Larson and not the 17. Not in the 17 because the 17's last race was supposedly Watkins Glen.
Okay, so then it's supposed to be the 88 and Larson.
At least that's what I've seen, but I think I think I might be most likely wrong. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, so what are we gonna expect, guys?
Oh boy.
Go ahead, Stapleton.
Okay. Xfinity, I think it's gonna be normal Xfinity Darlington. With the addition of it being like 2 or 3 races until the playoffs. But I think for Cup that's gonna be very interesting. With it being the 500 and all that, it's gonna be interesting because it's gonna be longer than what it was in the spring by 100 miles, and it's a playoff race as well. I think we've seen drama all season with this new car, and I think we will see new. I think last season
there goes
last season at Darlington we saw drama at the start of the playoffs. I think we will also see playoff drama again this weekend. Don't know how much, but I think the playoffs are going to open up with a crazy bang at Darlington.
All right, how about you, Wyatt?
Well, Xfinity is going to be. Hopefully, we don't have the Leach 500 win this.
Or
race.
You mean the Denny Hamlin 500? Or the Denny Hamlin 300, 250, whatever?
Here's the thing. I complain about Leaches, but I did not really complain about Larson when he won Watkins Glen. I actually enjoyed that one.
That one was pretty good.
It was pretty good. For some reason, I saw Byron more of a Leach than Larson, mainly because I didn't really see much at 88 than I did on that 17. If I had to be completely honest, but
right,
that still was a pretty good race. And now it's like you still got like basically 3 Leaches who could come up and end up winning this race. 2 of them are good. Actually, no, 3 of them are good Darlington racing drivers. And keep in mind, though, all 3 are in the playoffs, and 2 of them still have kind of a rivalry that will, if anything happens in the Xfinity Series, well it's going to happen in the Cup Series.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy. Well, should be pretty interesting. I'm gonna go. Do you got the entry list, Nathan?
Yep.
Okay, good. So now, without further ado, it is time for our predictions. Driver to win, pretty self-explanatory. Driver to stay away from is basically the guy that has been doing well the last couple weeks, or just coming up to a track where they just completely suck at. I finally figured out the definition. Dark horse is the exact opposite. I remember. My memory's back. Dark horse is the exact opposite, and should be pretty interesting. Xfinity race. Look forward to the Denny Hamlin 200. Not really. And then for the Cup side, should be a really good start to round one. So without further ado, special guest Nathan Stapleton, you are up first.
Okay, so my driver to stay away from is going to be Sheldon Creed.
Ooh, right off the bat.
Alright.
My driver to Jesus. My driver to be a dark horse. You know what? Screw it. Same way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And my prediction, I don't think Hamlin will win, but it will be another Cup reach. I think Lawson's finally going to get a Darlington race win. My driver to win, Kyle. And the races.
Pretty understandable.
And then a Cup. Oh boy. Let's see here. My driver to stay away from. I am sorry, but I think Daytona is going to affect them at Darlington. Driver to stay away from MTJ. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to have a good one. I normally a track that he is good at. Yeah. My dark horse. This is going to be a little bit bold. My dark horse is going to be Kyle Larson.
Okay.
Did you just say it's bold and it's Kyle Larson?
In the same sentence?
Well, let me explain. I don't think Larson's going to dominate the Cup race. That's why I think it's going to be bold.
Pretty understandable.
Yeah, he's not dominant, but he's good. That's right. So I don't know how bold. It's fine.
and then my driver to win, more prize him. He's won twice on road courses, and I think he's finally going to get his first Oval Cup win. And he likes side, and he likes these type of tracks. I think Tyler can get
that's pretty good.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I like that. Wyatt, you are up next.
Alright, so for the Xfinity, my dark horse, he hasn't been having some good races, but I know he does really good here at this track. Dark horse is Josh Berry.
Oh,
it's a good one.
My driver stay away from. He has been going down the hill almost all the time. I have to say him. Jeb Burton. He was doing good at the start, but then he's just falling off and off and off. My driver to win, though. I'm just going to go for this. I think Ross Chastain.
Oh, really?
I think Ross may get it.
Really?
They've Big Team Racing's won. They've won with Reddick.
Yeah.
They've won with Reddick, so that team can win behind the wheel of a good Cup driver. So I'm gonna go with Ross Chastain.
All right.
Now, I do my when it gets to the playoffs, I do mine different. Like I just mainly use the playoff guys. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. I just like to do it just for fun. So
yeah.
So, looking at this, my dark horse. I think I'm gonna go Kevin Harvick as my dark horse.
All right. That's not bad.
Yeah, this one's pretty obvious. Driver, stay away from Austin Dillon.
They improve.
If I had to pick a second one, it's gonna be Cindric. I mean, what?
I'm disapproving that.
But yeah. My driver to win.
Or unapproving that. Disapprove, unapprove. Same thing.
My
Anyway.
driver to win. This one's tough. Because it could go with like 3 different drivers who are good. They're good at like the same thing. Good at like running that high line, be aggressive,
Yeah.
almost win the race. But I agree with Nathan, but it's going to be in the Cup Series side. I think Larson's going to win.
Oh.
I think Larson's going to win the Cup race.
All right. Well, I also noticed something else. Apparently, on the entry list for J-Ski, they've got Kurt Busch listed in the 45.
Well, he's not. He's
Exactly.
out.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
He's right.
why, J-Ski? What are you doing? Kurt's not 100% yet. We haven't gotten confirmation.
Hey, if you look at the round the track, it's showing him down there too.
Is there something that Kurt's trying to keep from us? Anyways, I'm joking.
Watch Ramley. It screws a lot of this playoffs that Kurt Busch is able to be back at Darlington.
He's just like,
and he goes
surprise! How's it
Surprise,
going,
I'm back,
guys?
I'm back. Ryan Blaney's out.
Oh, that.
That
That
would
would
be
Elijah
so
do it.
upsetting. That would be so upsetting. Anyways, it's my turn. So, for the driver to win, I'm gonna say for my winner, I'm gonna go in a little bit of a different direction here. Noah Gragson, I think, is gonna be the driver to win.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that one.
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, he's done pretty well at Darlington. I think he could probably pull something off. Driver to stay away from, Denny Hamlin. Here's why: Ross Chastain. Anyways, dark horse.
Oh, what? Hold on.
Dark
No
horse.
No sound, no nothing. Just went complete silent.
Dark horse. John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, listen, I mean, Sam Hunt, when he puts JHN in that 26, he's honestly the best oval racer on that team, personally.
And let's throw this in.
The strongest one.
He won. Let's throw this in. Nemechek won Darlington in the Truck Series.
Absolutely.
So that's a good pick.
So here we go for the Cup side. I'm actually gonna use chase drivers myself. So for the driver to win, He barely missed out last year. I think if he pulls this video game move and it pays off, he's got this in the bag. Mr. Kyle Larson, number 5. Driver to stay away from, 1,000,000% Austin Dillon. 1,000,000%. I see something happening to him. I'm broken toe link, personally. And I mean majorly broken toe link. Ty Dillon level broken toe link. From Daytona. Which brings me over to my dark horse. Which this is also kind of tough, if you ask me. Then again, is it really?
There's a name that has not been said. Well, actually, I said it in a different series, but who is still a not bad pick in the Cup Series side.
Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Was it Ross?
Yeah, Ross.
Yeah.
Ross is the guy I'm talking about because he had a good card, not just this year, but last year too.
He'll do well, but he's not my dark horse. I'm going to say for my dark horse. For my dark horse is Ryan Blaney.
Oh, really? You know what? That's good.
Absolutely. I'm saying Ryan Blaney is my dark horse. Huh?
I thought you were going to say his teammate.
No. No. Chastain's teammate?
No. Blaney's teammate.
Oh. Logano?
No. I was really hoping you weren't going to be biased for a minute.
I mean, listen, I can be biased and say Cindric is the winner all the way.
That's not happening.
I don't care. If I dream hard enough, it will happen.
He'll probably have another toe link. He'll have a toe link issue along the way.
No, he won't. Toe link will be as strong as an ox. That toe link will be as strong as an ox. It will not break. No, it won't. If anybody's toe link is gonna break, it's Ty Gibbs. It'll if one guy touches him in the back, toe link instantly broken. It'll be Clash level toe link broken. We all remember that, right? Like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different drivers go out with a broken toe link.
Oh God.
Anyways, all kidding aside, we got our playoff predictions on the Cup side out of the way. We got all the other shenanigans and whatnot out of the way. Gentlemen, any final thoughts before we get the Darlington weekend underway?
Boys have at it.
Go ahead.
That's all I have to say. Is boys have at it. Have playoffs start with Bane for Cup, and hopefully want to get some more points and make it into the playoffs. And that's Bane for the next 3 weeks. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I want Hamlin for the spots to start the playoffs. That's what I want.
All I can say is welcome to the 2022 playoffs in the Cup Series, and let's see who our Let's see from 10 weeks now who is our champion.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy. It's going to be exciting for the Cup side. As far as Xfinity, the Denny Hamlin 200, let's hope Denny Hamlin himself doesn't go to victory lane, because then he would rig his own race up. But anyways, that's going to do it for our 14th edition of the GTN podcast. I want to thank you guys a lot for watching and listening on Spotify. Be sure to follow us on Spotify so that way you don't miss a single episode. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you like this, be sure to give it a like. And if you haven't considered subscribing yet, I recommend you do so in order to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. That about does it for me. I want to thank Nathan Stapleton for joining the show. And on behalf of Wyatt Walker, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
See ya.